Hello, Stash's vlog fans, if you're out there. Stash back with another weird talk. Of course, that's what I do. I like to talk about weird stuff. That's what I do. So, Catcher in the Rye is a common topic among the conspiracy type people. The conspiratorial people? The conspiracy crowd. There is a good reason for this. There are a lot of spooky coincidences. Some say there are no coincidences. Interesting synchronicities and weirdness surround the J.D. Salinger novel Catcher on the Rye, which I believe it derives the name of the book from the fact that its protagonist, Holden Caulfield, has dreams where the children are jumping off the cliff into the rye fields. Shoot, I don't have the main point down. Anyway, that's where it derives the name from, and he actually wears his hat backwards, like a catcher. It's said to have to do with he is interested in the purity of the young and their innocence, their uncorruptibility, and that's his deal. He calls out phonies. Everybody's a phony to Caulfield. He likes reality, or he's just constantly getting into conflict about that. Don't be a phony. His brother, DB, goes to Hollywood, has success as a writer, and Holden calls him out. He goes, "You sold out, man. You're a great writer. What'd you do? You went to synthetic, crappy Hollywood, you loser." And he's constantly calling people out. And he is, at one point, his roommate is a more handsome, regular plain guy than him. He gets the women. There's a lot of sexual themes in Catcher on the Rye. Holden Caulfield seeks out prostitutes a lot, and he even gets in a argument and a fight with a prostitute, Maurice, over cost to hire the prostitute. Some of the characters are prostitutes that he confronts, and one's a young one. He feels sorry for her. He's like, "You're too young to be that." There's occultism behind prostitutes, mystery behind them. They're, mystical. They know the secrets. There's obviously the emotion behind it, the charge, that kind of vibration, and many others. The prostitutes are holders of secrets. Also, their reality. That's why in that Eyes Wide Shut, one of the characters is a prostitute. I think, the meaning is not clear to me, but there's definitely a lot of meaning connected with that. Jade, the woman of the jade. So also the whole idea of growing rye and wheat is has to do with magic itself, fertility magic, or you're cutting down the rye. That's anti-fertility magic. The bread, the staff of life. So that's, it's been a banned book at points, and people go, "Oh, why is it a banned book? There's only some minor swearing and it's pretty tame." But I think it's been accused by certain people of occultism, and I think it's loaded with it. Holden Caulfield goes to the Wicca bar, which would be Wicca magic. Some people thinking it's great. There's, depends how you look at it. It's very liberating for women to be part of the Wicca, or does it mean something else? Is it controlling people, bending their minds? That's in Secret Societies and Psychological Warfare, the book. by Mr. Hoffman. So, yeah. Not to mention the fact that there's been some famous assassinations revolving around the book, contributing to the myth or reality of what it's about. David Chapman, the man who shot the iconic singer John Lennon of the Beatles, was said to possess a copy, and there was some focus on that, as well as Mr. Hinckley, who committed an attempted assassination of President Ronald Reagan, was in possession of the Catcher in the Rye book, leading to some suspicious people to think that there is something in the order of a trigger. Does this book trigger? Does it have to do with scenario framing by people who tune these guys up and send them out to do these assassinations, or just blind coincidences? Or is it just the fact that the book is damn kind of weird, weirder than it would seem to me? The Lavender Room, or the Lavender Hotel, or the his obsession with purity as an excuse for their murders. I don't even know if the lawyers brought that up. Like, well, they were reading these books, they were disgusted with hypocrisy. But our client's a nutbag. Or is it like in the Manchurian Candidate, where they're with the cards in the the different Alice in Wonderland kind of feeling? There's no doubt that there was reality in the Korean War, that American soldiers were captured and were subjected to real, not mythical, not Hollywood, but real mind control, documented. And so these things exist. To the degree of which the public or anybody knows about them is under question. There's also, I think, 6 degrees of separation. Film is, and many other artworks are influenced by Salinger's work. He was in the military and was very fond of that. I believe he drove around in a Jeep and kind of kept the military haircut. He had a perhaps more than passing interest in things like Scientology. To me, he clearly has triggers to the unconscious in his book, being that central character. Again, he's the catcher in the rye. He wears his hat backwards like a baseball catcher. Anyway, that's about all I got on that book for now, but might weird vlog about it later. Hope you're liking my stuff. Hate to be known solely as just a conspiracy person. On the other sense, I dig it, man. Who the heck doesn't want to be Fox Mulder? No. Yes, no, yes. I'm not aware that they've done I guess that perhaps because of the wishes of Mr. Salinger, they haven't really done a solid motion picture that I know of on this. I'll have to look that up, but certainly could be good. Again, the kind of loner aspect to Holden Caulfield. The renting of the hotel rooms, I think, the triple names. Mark David Chapman. Oh, did they use it? Lee Harvey Oswald. Yeah. More on this another time. Let me know what you think on the liner notes. If you're a student, don't watch my vlog and think it's going to help you with your paper. You better read the book twice. Alright, take care, you guys.